Oh, thank God there's a dual carriageway. I've been stuck behind this thing for what feels like an eternity. I've read every single word and number on the back of that damn tanker. I want to get in front of you. Didn't see that never happened. So anyway guys, how are you doing? I hope you're enjoying the weather, or have enjoyed the weather, or will be enjoying the weather depending on when this weather gets to you, because I am loving it. I must have done going on 300 miles in 2 days now. It's brilliant. I'm hot. It might be too hot. Yeah, it might be. It is very warm out here, but on the upside it's warm, it's dry. The roads have very nice grip. I got my confidence back, well, at this point yesterday. At the point you're seeing this, probably like a week or two ago. I've been making the most of this weather right now. It's fucking lovely. The only problem I've found with this weather, cars and other vehicles on the road. I still stand by what I said. It must be 2 years ago now. Fucking hell, that was a long time ago. But in one of my videos I suggested motorcycle day or something along those lines. Basically a day where all vehicles with more than 2 wheels, maybe trikes, okay, all vehicles with more than 3 wheels that are classed as anything other than a motorcycle or a trike should be banned for a day. The first good day of spring, like yesterday, it was the first properly hot, good day we've had since last summer. And a couple of years ago I suggested that on that day, everything that isn't a motorbike or a trike or whatever should be banned from the road except emergency services. Obviously, you try putting a stretcher on the back of a Hayabusa, it's difficult. A coffin, on the other hand, I have seen a Hayabusa hearse. It was a Hearse-a-Busa. They didn't have it on the back, obviously. It was in like a sidecar, big fuck-off sidecar thing. It was something, I tell you. That actually reminds me. A while ago, a couple of weeks ago now, I went to a funeral. I actually didn't know the guy. I'll admit I didn't know him, but the family or someone in the family had put out a post on Facebook saying, "My husband passed away. He always said that for his funeral he wanted a bike escort from our home to the crematorium or wherever we went." I can't remember what you call it. It might not have been a crematorium, I don't know. But they put a post out saying that, and if any local bikers are free or have a couple of hours to spare, it would be so appreciated if a couple of you came along to just escort us. And I saw the post and went, I will. Even if I don't have the time, even if I'm in the middle of doing something, I will go to that. Because personally, that's the sort of thing I want. When I die, this has gone a bit morbid, this video, hasn't it? But when my time comes, I consider myself a through and through biker. I was born around bikes, I was raised around bikes. I've been riding bikes since before I legally should have. I love them. I don't have blood going through my veins, I have oil. I don't have a heart, I have a piston. So for my funeral, I would want something like that. I'd want a parade of motorbikes. That makes me sound like really big. I want a parade. You know what I mean, don't you? You've seen it. You've seen the videos on Facebook of loads of bikes going down the road in formation behind a hearse or in front of a hearse or surrounding the hearse. If you see it on Facebook, like I saw a couple of videos on YouTube. I think it was a motor vlogger that had died. It was fuck, what is his name? Moto Frogger. I think his name was Seb. But I saw that video and I got really emotional watching it. I'll happily admit that. I had a tear in my eye from watching it. It was beautiful. And now I've been on 2 of those rides, which they're not fun to do. I'll happily, well, not happily, I will say they aren't fun rides because, you know, someone's died. It's like one of my dad's mates. I've known this guy for, must be pretty much my whole life now. And now, watching the videos, you get emotional. Being part of it is something completely different. I mean, Jesus Christ. Insanely different. If you've never been on that ride, one, be thankful that you've never been on that ride. But if the opportunity arises, even if you don't know the person that it's for, if someone puts something out on Facebook saying, please, can anyone come, do it. It shows respect. It's the biker community literally being with you until the end. And then beyond. God, that was a cheesy thing to say, but you know what? I stand by it. Oh my God, why am I going through Shefford at like 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon? All the kids have just left school. The traffic's going to be insane. Why am I doing this? It's too hot for this. You're alright with your roof down, your air conditioning. I wouldn't filter down here. Actually, I probably could. I could probably get away with it, yeah. But I think what I'm actually going to do is do a quick Yui, because I can't be asked to sit in all that fucking traffic. Give way? No? Fair enough. But yeah, that ride is... it's not pleasant, but it's special. It sticks with you. It really does. Like I said, I've been on 2 of them. One for someone I knew, and one for someone I didn't. And the thing is, you get the same sort of feeling from both of those rides, because so what? You didn't know him, or you didn't know her. You didn't know the person, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you know them or you don't. It doesn't matter if you liked them or you don't. But seriously, it is something incredible. For the first ride that I did, I honestly couldn't count how many bikes there were. I was somewhere in the middle of the group and I couldn't see the front of the group. It was incredible. And being in the middle of that, everyone around you, you all know that you're here for the same thing. You're here to send off a fellow biker, to give him the send-off they deserve. It really is something special. I started this video off really happy, didn't I? And it ended up with me going kind of down. Don't worry, it will come back. Oh, fresh air, fucking hell. But yet my point of this, I wasn't meant to be talking to you about how special funeral rides are. I kind of went off on one, if I'm honest. I got carried away. What I was going to say was, on the last funeral ride I went on, like I said, I didn't know the guy, but afterwards a few members of the family went around to all the bikers that had turned up. There must have been at least 30 of us. They went round to all of us and said, thank you so much for coming, that really means a lot to us, thank you. And I saw them going around thanking everyone, and in my head I thought, okay, choose what you're going to say now, because this is a delicate subject. Instead of choosing what I was going to say, I chose what I really shouldn't say. And when they came up to me and said, thank you so much for coming, it means a lot to us, my response was one of the worst responses I could have come up with. This person, I think it was the man's wife. It was the wife of the person whose funeral we were at. Came up to me with tears in her eyes, saying, thank you so much for coming, it means a lot. And I looked her right in the eyes and said, anytime. Anytime? What the fuck? What I actually said was anytime. I mean, how can I not come to this? Thank you for letting me be a part of it. But the first words out of my mouth were anytime. I am becoming an expert of putting my foot in it. I'm becoming a contortionist. I can now fit my entire foot into my mouth. What? No, you don't do that. You don't do that. You go up to the roundabout, turn around, and come back. Fuck. How dumb are people, really? But yeah, that was meant to be a funny story about me saying the wrong thing at a funeral. It ended up being a bit different. It ended with the right thing, but I'm sorry, the main chunk of that was fairly depressing, wasn't it? But you know what, fuck it, I stand by it. I stand by everything I said in this video. If you see something, like a post on Facebook that says, are there any local bikers that could do this for us? Do it. If you've got the time, do it. So like I said, it's something I'd want. And if I'm not going to be willing to do it for someone else, why would people be willing to do it for me? It's the same reason I'm an organ donor. If I need a liver, I expect there to be a liver for me to have. Well, that sounds a bit dodgy. I expect to be able to get a liver. So if I want a funeral parade or a funeral escort, I'd expect at least a couple of people to do it. And if it wasn't for other people being organ donors, if you need a liver, you wouldn't get a liver. You'd be dead very quickly. And it's the same with the funeral rides. If people didn't do it for other people, no one would do it for anyone. And do you really want to live in that world? Okay, I wouldn't overtake there, but carry on. Do you really want to live in a world which is just selfish? No, I'm not going to do that because I don't want to. It's not about what you want. That situation has got nothing to do with you. It is solely about the family of the person in question, and the person in question themselves. I mean, that person's family. I don't want to be in that situation. Oh, I've been to like family members' funerals before. It's a horrible day. I'm sure everyone's been to at least one funeral of a family member. It's horrible. If there's one tiny thing that you can do to make it better or slightly bearable for someone else, why wouldn't you do it? Because like I said, it's not about you. It's about them. And you know what? I think that's a good note to end this video on. Don't be selfish. Be nice to people. Be considerate. Do unto others as you'd have them do to you. You know, the famous Bible phrase. Or like the golden rule, or whatever you call it. Karma. Call it karma for all I care. Call it witchcraft. It is what it is, okay? So yeah, just remember. If you want something done for you, do it for someone else. Instead of being selfish, think about someone else. Think about what they want. Think about something you can do for someone else to make a horrible day just that much more bearable, just that little bit less bad. So thank you for watching. I hope you all enjoyed this slightly depressing video, and please just be nice to each other. You see too much hate around these days. There's too many, oh, I don't like them because of this, I don't like that because of this. Forget about it and just don't be a cunt.